What's up, man? Welcome to Raw Table Talk, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. We got Chef Romance in the building, man.
What's up?
We here to talk romance with Chef Romance.
Okay.
So, before we jump into these topics, man, give us a quick bio on you, man. Let the people know who you are and what you do.
So the short version is, obviously I'm Chef Romance. I'm a private chef for Tallahassee Date Night. We do dinner and movie dates for couples. We got contracts with the Marriott hotels, so that includes Hotel Duval, the AC Hotel near Cascade Park, and Hotel Indigo. Using their executive suites, or the private chef like me that cooks for you inside the room. If you're at the AC Hotel, we cook for you on the balcony. It's roses flooded all through the room, candles everywhere, a 50-foot long red carpet that we lay out. So when you walk into the hotel, as you walk into your room, man, it's a big grand entrance, Hollywood style, super cute, really fancy, real sexy. We also do home dates as well, so we bring that same experience right to your living room. We set up like a hibachi style type of cooking station in your living room. We cooking right there in front of you. We play these really nice little date night games. The drinks are unlimited. Hennessy, Patron, fine wines, whatever your favorite liquor is. We keep it coming all night long, as much as you can handle at least. So that's what I do. I create these romantic experiences for couples. And yeah, man. That's it.
I've experienced it, man. I highly recommend it. I give it 5 stars, man. Like on some Kelly Blue Book type shit, man.
Yeah.
I need to go get that, man.
Appreciate that.
Tallahassee Date Night it's official, man.
Appreciate that,
it's
man.
official, man.
Yeah, man. I haven't experienced it yet. Plan on doing so, but I've seen a lot of stuff that you do, man. And
Thank you.
I'm a big fan, man. And
Thank you, man.
man, especially with your drive, man, how young you are, how determined you are. We were talking before the camera, we talked about your vision, man.
Right.
I'm a big fan, man, so I can't wait to get into this, man. And, you know,
I appreciate
highlight
that,
somebody
man.
like you, man.
Thank you.
You know, most of the times people highlight the rapper or the somebody that's bro, you somebody that's, because I remember you. I remember pulling on the side of the road on the way home from work one day, and I seen this little guy with a Oreo stand. I'm like, I don't eat it, but my wife would do, so I'm gonna pull over.
Yeah.
Cop something to my own wife. I said, "Oh, that was good."
Okay.
And then that was then.
You put us on.
Yeah. Then now, the whole Tallahassee Date Night, I didn't put it together until you were just sitting here. I'm saying, I done seen this kid before, man. So I'm a big fan, man. Yeah.
I've literally worn many hats, man.
Yeah, but you always had that hat on.
Yeah.
You always. That's what got. I'm saying,
chef, man.
and you was always serious.
Thank you.
Like I'm saying, this guy on the side of the road with a chef hat on, his chef jacket. He really doing. You had the whole role. It wasn't just you out here just trying to do something. I knew you was gonna have some longevity. You know what I mean? So
and I appreciate
hats
that,
off
man.
to you on that, man. Real talk.
Thank you, man. Thank you. You make me feel like I'm doing something with my life, man.
Well, you are, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
what an intro.
Yeah.
No, for real, man. Tallahassee need this, and then also like the youth need to realize that stuff like this is still okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't gotta be gangsters and doing X, Y, Z, getting in trouble just to be cool. Nah, I mean, it's cool to be romantic, man. Females still love the romantic guy. They still love the R&B.
Guess what? Cause while y'all in prison, he gonna be cooking for your old lady and her new old man. Y'all better chill out. I'm telling you, man. Romance is in, but we finna get into it though, man. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, my bad. I messed up the intro, man. For all my new viewers, if it's your first time tapping in, man, like I said, we got Chef Romance as a guest. This my co-host Dirt, man.
Yo,
we in here, man. So we finna go and crank up with these topics, man. I hope y'all ready. So, the first topic that I have for everybody, crowd, make sure y'all tapping in. The difference between, let me rephrase that. What's the difference between lust and love?
The difference between lust and love, it's a very powerful question, man. I think on the first thought that comes to mind, I think on the surface level, love is something that, man, wow. I think both lust and love, you would do relatively anything to get the feeling from both.
Right.
You do anything to get the feeling of love. You will do anything to get the feeling of love, and then you'll do anything for lust. Kind of for both. But I think I do believe lust can turn into love. I think in there's some cases where it can. I don't think the lusting there's a bad connotation on lusting. And I do see where it comes from. Like if you're lusting after something that isn't yours, but that isn't always bad if you're doing it morally, if you're lusting morally. And what I mean by that is, like, say if I'm lusting or strongly desiring this particular young lady, but I'm in a relationship, right? If I'm lusting after her, that's where where it becomes immoral. And I think that part of lusting is kind of where it's like, oh, it's wrong. But if I'm single, this other young lady is single, and I'm lusting after her, I think in the beginning of every relationship, it starts out that way.
Right.
I think it starts out like, man, I really just want to, you know what I'm saying?
So going for the vision and for the looks.
Yeah. I don't think in the beginning of any relationship you just come out the gate, oh man, I just love you. You know, it's really just this physical, you know, type of lusting feeling that you are wanting to express to this person, or that's drawing you to this person. And then I think out of that is when love comes as the relationship, if granted to you, you know, I think lust can come out of love, but the difference between the two would be love is something that will never fade. And lust is something that eventually will. The lusting will eventually. Although I do feel like even if you locked in with your shorty, you should still look at your girl in that same way that you looked at her when you first saw her walk past. Like, damn, you should still be lusting after your lady.
So check this out.
You know what I'm saying?
You said something in the beginning. I'm gonna get to y'all comments, and you said something again when you were defining lust. You said a strong desire. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just want to enlighten you.
Okay, go ahead. Put me on.
Lust and love are two different. Desire is what you're talking about.
Desire, yeah. Desire.
The same desire, because desire is in the definition of lust.
Okay. That's strong desire.
Strong desire.
Yeah.
But now, the lustful part of it, the reason why lust gets such a negative connotation is because lust is one track.
It's sexual.
It's sensual. Sensual and sexual.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
What love doesn't matter if we have sex or not.
I agree.
Your mother doesn't lust you.
Yeah, she loves you.
She loves you.
Yeah.
That's the difference between love and lust. The love that I have for my child is not a lust love. So I can't put lust over there.
Yeah,
I can put love for you, but there's a whole nother love.
Right.
For my old lady.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm following you.
But now when you put the word, I don't desire.
You don't desire your child.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm following you. I think that's the difference.
And I get you. Yeah. And I get where you were going. That whole desire thing.
You don't desire that. You don't desire the intimacy with somebody, but the love, you can desire love as well.
Yeah. Desire is the word I'm looking for that I want you to use.
But it's not it's like what derives out of that desire. You know, that's where the difference between like lust and love. But I do strongly believe that most relationships start from lust.
Yeah. No. Domestic relationships.
Domestic relationships.
Yeah, like man and woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not lust from.
What do you mean by man and woman? Like
I love him.
Okay, domestic relationship. I'm understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were like canceling out like gay people.
No.
But I'm understanding what you're. Yeah. I feel you with that type of love. But yeah, I do. I've yet to really experience any I've yet to experience any relationship. It's just to me. I've yet to experience any relationship where like off rip, I'm like, man, I just love you. I mean, you know, kind of think that, but I think off rip is just like that ass fat.
Okay, but
or you have a nice smile. So or you're very sexy or whatever it is.
You don't
a physical
feature. How to lust.
That enlightened me. I haven't heard that one.
You don't have to be taught.
I haven't heard that one.
You have to be taught how to love.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
And you know, I got people on here watching. I got people. I got people on here watching, and I know that the first thing they wait, and I ain't gonna say it just because they want me to say it. I got my son. I know what they wait for me to say.
You know he trying to come in.
I know what they want me to say, and I'll talk to you about that later.
That's big.
But I don't have to be taught to lust. Yeah. A child lusts after candy.
Okay, so tell me how y'all feel about this. For me, I feel like the difference between lust and love is with lust, you're craving something, and once you get it, you don't want it no more. Versus with love, you crave something, and you still want it after whatever you get.
Okay. With love, with lust, you crave it, and once you get it, you kind of don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Damn, I got what I want now. With
right.
Versus something you love, you get what you want, and you know what we mean by get what we want.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, now let's lay down and take a nap, get up, fix something to eat. What we doing today? But lust is, all right.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
It's those are interesting points, man. I haven't heard that point of lust from your point of view or the perspective of lust from your point of view is you don't have to get taught to lust, which is different, and then with your point as far as, love, it's a lasting feeling that you desire, opposed to lust. It's just that it's that instant gratification that you just want, like whatever it is that you wanted to sit next to them, to talk to them, to whatever it is, what I do stand on, I do believe that love can come out of lust, though. I do.
You feel like that?
I do. It happens all around us. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that because you can go in one-sided and then get opened up
and be converted. Right. Yeah. I think the lust is what draws you in.
Yeah. Everybody's gonna get drawn in off of something. Like, you're gonna lust off a body part or off a facial feature. You know what I'm saying? Because off the root, we don't know nobody's personality.
Yeah. Well, you don't know their personality. Here, it's personally what gets me lusting after a woman is I'm a sapiosexual, right? Like deeply, right? And
so that's like
on another level.
Like deep thoughts turn you on, right? That's
yeah. So sapiosexuals are people that are stimulated mentally,
right?
But I'm like really deep with it. So it doesn't matter how a woman looks. It does not matter, and this is why my girl this is why she says, like, I can't even trust you around ugly girls, right? Because, dog, when you get to talking, right, and when we tap in right here, dog, it's
you locked in.
I'm weak to it, and it's like, man, that's what gets me the most.
But I mean, at the same time, that's a good thing because in this generation, there's a lot of bird brains flocking. So it's like with you being a sexual. You automatically Xing out what you don't like. Oh,
yeah. It's a filter. It's a filter, but I think people, it's just one of my filters. But I think everyone has that. It's like I'm Xing out it's like I can see the longevity because the mind, as long as it stays stimulated, it won't perish. The physical features eventually will.
Facts.
But this will always grow. You know what I'm saying? So and it's just something that it's like the blunt that doesn't burn out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna stay burning as long as you right, as long as you have that flame. Right, it's the eternal flame. It's like what the mind is, and it's like as soon as I spark that with a woman, it doesn't matter how she looks. I instantly see her as like, gold to me, you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Yeah, that's just me though.
You making me do it.
Not you took the head off.
I didn't want to do it. Appreciate it. I didn't want to do it. Shout out to my barber, man. Disco Dave, man. Y'all go check him out. Check it out though, right? You made me do it.
Go ahead.
What you're speaking of is a spiritual connection.
Okay.
The whole mental aspect of it is I'm looking past your features and I'm tapping into who you are.
Okay.
You may not know who you are, but I I see past what you're covering up, the clothes you put on, the makeup you.
Way past.
I see past that.
Way past that.
But that's how he looks at us, and that's where love derives from.
I agree with that, and I completely agree with you. I really have nothing, I don't have anything like,
a rebuttal.
I have a rebuttal, but I have nothing to that contradicts that. Or what I do want to add to that is with the in terms of lust, when I'm lusting, when I find myself like lusting, it's. I can see, you're right, I can't see who she is, but more importantly, I can see how we can connect. I can see her tool, right? It's what I see. Like if we were tools, right? If humans were tools, I feel like the man is like the screw, and then the woman is the screwdriver, and every woman has a different size of a screw, and that's your tool, but every woman isn't fit for every screw, right? So when we sync, it's like, oh, you're the one that connects with the loose pieces in me. Like, oh, you can tighten this part up in me. Oh, I see how you can tighten this part. Like, oh, you know how to make websites? Oh boy, I see. Well, I got some loose screws that you can tighten up in me. And so that's immediately what I
Oh no, keep going.
No, I'm talking. But I was
going to say, before we get off of that, the lust and love. Somebody said, lust is sexual and love is spiritual.
We tapped into that.
Yeah, love.
That's what I'm saying. I just want
I saw it. Yeah, we tapped into it. Let's move to the next one. And I'm loving your mind though on everything. I love the conversation.
The next one. I feel like might rattle y'all a little bit, and it's gonna be interesting to hear because which one do everybody really follow? Do you follow your mind or do you follow your heart?
Do you follow your mind or do you follow your heart? Well, because scientifically, right? Like, and not to sound like a geek from this, but your nerves that tell your body what to do, because they come from your mind. Yeah. And then your mind, like, it's like the translator, the brain is like the translator to all of the other nerves to say, hey, this is like if you touch something hot. The brain feels the heat first, and then it tells your hand, this shit is hot, lift this up.
Yeah, the brain controls everything.
So I think the brain, which is why I guess I'm the sapiosexual.
You feel like you follow your mind?
I feel it because it goes to my mind first. It goes through my mind first, and then it tells my heart to love this girl. You know what I'm saying? Everything, because there's a lot you got to get past through in the brain. Once again, if I touch something that's hot, the brain tells me that it's hot first.
Not my heart.
And not my heart. My heart doesn't say, oh shit, Han, this is hot. You need to lift this up. You know what I'm saying? Right. The heart doesn't tell me that. The brain does. So once it gets into my brain that, man, this is right for you, or this is what you should do, the brain sends that signal to my heart, and
Okay, so what about in a wrong situation? Does your brain ever tell you when something is wrong?
Wow. Boy, oh man.
I wonder because
that's really good.
With me, I have like a tendency of.
That's good.
Granted, it may hit my brain first, but I'm an emotional person, so I always rock with my heart. And granted, it could put me in the worst situation ever, and I know that. But but I'm gonna rock with my heart, you know what I'm saying? And granted, I'm gonna feel it later, but from the beginning, I already knew. Like, you knew it was gonna play out like that, so why you even when it did?
Yeah, it's the touching. This man just told you. It's the touching the stove and saying, the brain saying, hey, the stove is hot. You move your hand, and then your heart said, but you know what? It was exciting.
But
I do it again.
Yeah, but see, like my whole life though, that's been me.
That's good.
Even as a young person, hey, don't go to that party. It's gonna be 10 niggas that waiting on you. Shit, it's 4. That's like 2. One of us gonna have 3, 4.
Right.
We'll be alright though.
You're trying to reason.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like my heart still trying to reason with the situation. Like, okay, yeah, this happened, but it's always a but. My mind is like, hell no, don't do it. But my heart, it's like I'd rather ease my emotion and just deal with my thinking.
Well, and I hear you on that. But I do want everyone to understand this too, that what you think that may be you using your heart, it's you using your heart, because the heart doesn't have the it doesn't have the consciousness isn't in your heart. Though the heart is where
derived from.
Yeah, life is coming from. It's very important.
Right.
Like you can be brain dead, but as long as your heart is pumping, you know what I'm saying, you can still be alive, right?
Facts.
But however, all of like what you were saying, the reasonings that we use, even when we know some shit is wrong, even though I know it's wrong, dog, I know it's wrong. Whatever other part of the brain, that reasoning part,
right?
Whatever, like whatever blocks that, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those different parts. Whatever part sense, whatever signal that clouds that reasoning for that moment, and that nerve gets through. It slips through that reasoning part, and it tells the body to send the message. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts.
Call.
Facts. And you
move forward. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's another reason why people are so prone to drugs, because drugs silence the brain. Anything is either gonna heighten it or silence it. You know what I'm saying? Like alcohol suppresses a part of my brain. To be honest, like it takes out a whole side. Like I don't give a shit.
Which could be good or bad.
Exactly.
It could be good
and bad.
Depending on what you're using it for.
It silences your amygdala.
Yeah.
The emotions come from your amygdala.
Yeah,
in your brain. That's where emotions come from.
Facts.
But let's get.
If that's the part, then that's the part. Then. Are you saying? What's the word again?
Amygdala.
Amygdala.
So it's not the adubla umligata.
Man, leave it to you to say something wild, bro.
Adubla. Man, y'all know what
Oh, you mean for real?
No, that's
okay, I thought you was bullshit.
I got the word wrong.
So we not gonna
that's
go
a
there.
part of the brain for real.
We're not gonna go there.
Okay.
But listen.
Y'all went deep. Y'all going deep.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Listen. I can only go, and me, I come from a different standpoint. I'm always come from a spiritual standpoint. And I don't.
I feel that.
I don't make somebody subscribe to what I subscribe to. Yeah. But I read, I indoctrinate myself with knowledge, because people don't perish just because they can't make. They perish because they have a lack of knowledge.
Yeah. Agree.
So this in Proverbs it says this. It says a man that follows his heart is a foolish man.
I can agree.
You want to know why? It's because if I allow just my amygdala, the emotional part of me,
okay.
If I allow that part of me to run my life,
right,
I'm gonna be in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
There has to be some reasoning. There
has to go along with that emotion. Yeah.
And you're supposed to, as humans, as an adult, we're supposed to learn from our prior mistakes to better our tomorrows. So our mistakes of yesterday are not supposed to be our mistakes of today, and then our mistakes of today shouldn't be our mistakes of tomorrow.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
So here's where you said, should I follow my heart or my mind?
Okay.
Which one do you feed the most?
Your mind.
That's speculative.
Oh, just.
Well,
hold on.
Which one do you feed the most?
Yeah, listen. Which one do you build up the most?
I think you can only build up your mind.
No, you can fill yourself with a whole bunch of feelings. So let's say you don't educate yourself, and you just run off emotions for the rest of your life.
You run off your emotions for the rest of your life?
You just go off your heart decision. You don't educate yourself for anything. You just say, I just feel this is right.
Okay.
Regardless of what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying the emotions come from your heart?
Listen, what I'm saying is, when you're talking about heart, you're really not talking about your heart.
Yeah. Right, you're talking about the mind.
Yeah. You're talking about your amygdala.
Okay, yeah.
Obrigado.
So you're really not talking about your mind. So when I say that you're not talking about your mind, you're talking about your emotions and your ability to be able to rationalize your emotions.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but emotions you don't teach emotions. Children know when they come out of the womb, they're mad, sad, they do those things. There's some emotions that are learned as you get older. You know, the way you respond.
How to manage your emotions.
Exactly.
Is
what you learn. The rest of it comes to you.
Okay, yeah, right.
But you, with your mind has to be stimulated.
That's how it grows. The heart can't technically be. You can't necessarily stimulate the heart. Like the heart only it only can hold like
it's a muscle. It's a muscle. It's physical.
Yeah,
it's physical.
So now it actually hurts.
So now a heart is a muscle and not an organ.
No. So this is what happens. This is what you do. Anxiety happens, right? Mm-hmm. Or emotions happen. You know why people have panic attacks?
Yeah.
They think themselves into a frenzy to where their body begins to shut down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen people. I've seen people pass out.
Yeah.
I've seen people. Stress could kill you.
True.
Hold on, listen. And bro, you've lived a good life, but stress, the mental, could break down your physical.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you're not being able to rightly divide your emotions or your thoughts. You're not being able to break. This is why people seek therapy.
Okay.
Because there's some part in here that can't rationalize what goes on between your two ears.
Mm.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm following you. I'm following you.
But go. Let's move on. We got Chef Romance, and we ain't talking about enough romance yet.
Nah, you tapped in. He's super tapped in.
Yeah.
So boom. Next up, we got what are the important keys to love?
Wow, the important keys to love?
Yeah. What keys do you think like really makes? Let me make sure I word this right.
Okay.
Make love last.
Okay. What keys make love last?
Yeah. Like if you get somebody to fall in love with you, like what keys do you feel like a person needs to have? To
make.
To make the love everlasting.
I think the main key that everyone needs to make love truly last, and this is a key that I had to use today with my relationship today. I had to use the key of forgiveness. The key of forgiveness. and it really wasn't, I had to forgive my lady. I really had to forgive myself for something that I did to her. And I had to forgive myself so that I could move forward to, I had to forgive myself so I could let it go, really, And I think letting things go, forgiveness, under that same umbrella is not only an important key to love, but it's an important key, I think, that gets us through our 20s, because we hold on to so much, man, especially as we start in our early adulthood, like in 19, 20, 21, when we are just embracing this adult life. We're out of high school. We may be done with the high school love, but we're in this adult relationship, or a relationship that we think is an adult relationship. And then it breaks, and we feel that heartbreak that you spoke of earlier. And because we don't forgive not only that person, it makes it hard us to move on to the next relationship. And then we carry that unforgiveness and put it on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So
watching the episodes and
I think the one of the first key is forgiveness. Maybe the another set of keys. I know people say communication is a key.
Man, please don't listen to read that one.
No, not the bottom one. Not the bottom one.
But
he's here for entertainment.
Yeah.
The one above it said communication for sure, so it's crazy that you said that.
Communication, I think, communication is key. I think it's a catchy phrase that we've heard growing up, and it sounds really good. Communication is key. However, to every key, the keys that we're speaking about, to every key in real life and metaphorically, there is a lock to every key, right? There's no key. No key serves the purpose of just being a key alone. The key goes to a lock. Every key, right? So if communication is key,
what does it unlock?
The lock is how you receive it. Is the receiving. So I can communicate to you all day long, right? But if this key doesn't unlock, which is the receiving, right? If it doesn't unlock that, if you don't receive what I'm communicating to you, then the communication is dead, right? The key didn't work.
Right.
So I think using the communication is key, but how make sure I'm communicating to you how you need to receive it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of times I talk to my girl, and Tony, I'll be dead ass, breaking it down to her. But because I understand the level of communication that I'm speaking, I understand it, right? She is not understanding it, bro. Even though I'm clean as they communicating it to her, right? And she doesn't receive it. And then, later on in the day, I get that we bump heads. Oh, you didn't say that earlier. You didn't communicate that to me. And I'm like, babe, I swear to God I did. I laid out the plan for you, but I didn't say it in the way to where she received it. So communication is the key, but I think we need to also, for a lasting love, we need to make sure that we know how our partner receives things.
With the language.
The language, the verbiage, the tone, the everything.
And I'm not gonna cut you off. Not so much of the vernacular. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, not so much of that.
Yeah, but
you got to meet someone where they are.
Right. Yeah.
I get what you're getting at. This is a key.
I'm sorry.
That's the law.
Y'all pause me at vernacular. What does that mean?
Like your
20-point Scrabble words.
Nah, yo, you funny.
I need you to read more.
20 points, girl.
No, I need you to start reading.
I mean, I tried to context clues it, but
no, I need you to start reading.
You almost had it though.
Yeah.
But to put you on vernacular, it's like your vocabulary, like your verbiage, like what you're saying. For
a certain genre of people, like we have a different vernacular than per se another group of people.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But to be able to your point, you were saying about and that was a good point. Like I've never heard anybody explain it like that, and I commend you on that point where you were saying communication is the key, but a key serves no purpose if it has nowhere to open. and if the lock is not, because sometimes this key opens that lock, but because this lock hasn't been used so much, this key can go in it and it will not turn.
Right, interesting.
It has to be lubricated. It has to be. So in that point, metaphorically, I have to jiggle it a little bit.
Work with it.
I got to work with
Be patient. Take my time. Start over.
My delivery.
Yeah, I got to make sure that this is going in where I needed to go to, so that you get what I'm trying to really say. And so the forgiveness, the receiving what a person is, what you're trying to communicate. That's what someone says.
Yeah, understanding is key.
Understanding.
Also comprehension. I like that one.
Comprehension.
That's understanding.
Yeah. Y'all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Y'all saying the same thing. So forgiveness, the understanding. I see someone says accountability. I think I would say if I could get one more key just to close the topic up. From me, I'm going to speak personally because this is what I know.
You chef romance is what you do.
Yeah. I would say a lasting relationship would be growth. I don't think a relationship will not last if you're not growing at all.
True.
If you're not growing in a relationship, dog, it's going, the relationship is going to be like a rose. It's going to be very beautiful for a short period of time, and it's just going to die out. And there's a lot of rose type relationships that happen because roses are like the first thing people get. I mean, I touch a lot of roses, in the line of work that I do. Yeah. But the one thing I've noticed about all those beautiful roses is that, man, within a couple days, as beautiful as this bouquet of roses, it dies. Not only it dies because it's not nourished and it's not in anywhere where it can continue to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Just sitting in water.
It's just sitting in water, or it's just like it's I've taken it out of its element to grow. And I think a lot of women, a lot of guys will get the rose, we'll get the pretty girl, we'll get her, but we don't have what we need to grow her. And she just a rose, and she ends up, we just want to take the rose and we'll fight and we'll kill over this fucking rose. And then it's like the rose is dying. The rose is dying, bro. Like the energy that you really need to be like trying to like really give is like how to grow her, man, because you gonna shit.
Bro, you got such a calling on your life, bro. That's another story. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, you ain't got. Listen, one thing about it, gifts are given without repentance. So it's nothing that you gotta walk, bro. Just the power and the passion behind your words and the.
He gassed me. No,
I ain't, bro. One thing anybody on here tell you about me, bro. I gas nobody. But I sit here and be quiet the whole interview before I do that.
Well, I appreciate it.
Straight up. What I do is I do understand that. That's why you're in the field that you're in, bro. Because young men, young black men, for example, we've been so hurt. in society-wise, in our culture, we've been so hurt
culturally
that we don't know how to love. Because I've been hurt as I put on this hard feeling to where I don't love nobody. God, you hurt me, it's over for you. You get what I'm saying? But up under all of that, it's sensitivity. Yeah. It's sensuality. And for a young man to be able to tap into that at a young age, bro, you're going places. Because you don't find that you're not caught into what society thinks that you should be. You are who you are, and regardless of what I say, I've had some great points, and you say, well, wait a minute, because that's your thought process. Yeah. And you're entitled to that. Yeah, and until it makes sense to you, you keep your thought process. You get what I'm saying? Don't let anybody be able to tell you, hey, bro, this one, okay, yeah, that's not. No.
Yeah. I'm very open-minded.
Yeah, I got a nephew like that. Yeah. My nephew, shout out to Jamar. Mm-hmm. We talked the other day, and he was like, he's a real open-minded young man. Yeah. And man, he meditates, he does stuff that I don't do. Okay. You get what I'm saying? But I go about it a different way. But because he goes about it a different way, is he wrong and I'm right? Or am I wrong and he? No. Bro, that's what works for you. Right. That's what opens your lock. You might have to jiggle my lock 2 to the right, 1 to the left before it opens. His is 2 to the left, 1 to the right. You get what I'm saying? Whatever works for him works. Right, but bro, to hear how profound you are,
appreciate it,
man. And how adamant you are about what you say.
Appreciate it.
I don't want to harbor here too long because I feel like you got so much more to give about romance and about like why you do what you do.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
why you are what you are, and bro, it's astounding to me, bro. And not to
man, you put me on a pretty high horse, man. I do want to say, man, I'm far from, dog. I'm like far.
No. See,
from
that's how you
perfect,
see.
Man. Like,
nobody's perfect.
From it, though,
is this what God does? This is what God does. That's what you see in the girl, sensually. I mean, you say, listen, I see what she can be.
Yeah, the screws she can tighten.
I see what she can, bro. Not for me. I see what you can tighten in the world. Ooh, before you can see it. She doesn't see this when you're talking to her. Mm-hmm, yeah. And I'm not saying she's perfect.
Yeah.
She has flaws, as we all do.
Yeah, she not perfect, but I got a perfect place for her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's what God's trying to tell you. Yeah. Let's go. Bro, see, one thing about you, bro.
Well, he left the mic hot.
Yes, sir. I love it. Let's go.
All right. Another question. Well, topic. Is there a such thing as the right partner?
A such thing as the right partner?
Yeah.
That's a very powerful question as well, man.
Yeah.
That's an interest. Why that question is interesting? The word right is what's intriguing about that, and
because it's a very broad definition.
It's broad. Right is very broad because right a lot of times is not always seen right now, True. and what I mean by that is right is. Let me slow it down. So you can be in a relationship with someone and say that relationship doesn't work out. And I feel every woman in the universe reads this letter to every man that they break up with. And that letter reads, I will always love you, thank you, and I've made you better for the next person. Right? I feel every woman reads that letter, right? No, and what happens is, and I'm going somewhere with the word right, because what happens is we take what we've learned from that relationship, we go to the next relationship, and we get a little stronger. We apply it. That relationship may not work out either, right? And that woman reads that same letter. I will always love you, thank you, and I've made you better for the next person. And then we'll go on to the next person, right? Mm-hmm. And the same situation may repeat, but we'll eventually get to that one relationship where all of those situations that we may have seen as wrong were actually ready. They were right. Although they may have ended in a wrong way, but they were right because they readied us or they prepared us for the right moment.
It basically built you into the person that you were supposed to be.
Right. So it was necessary to go through that. And I think that's why I say the letting go is important, especially in our 20s, because dog, we'll go to a relationship. And I think women are responsible for this, and this is not anything, but I think
you've been talking, I've just been listening. I'm just gonna keep my mouth closed. So you got it.
I think women are responsible for putting a lot of pressure on every man to be the one for them, and I think why that kind of throws things off as far as being like the right one is because there are lessons in encounters that we come across with people. And if we can look for the lesson with somebody when it doesn't work, we can just let the shit go. We can let it die out. We don't have to keep hating each other. I don't have to see you and be beefing with you. You know, nobody got to die over you. It don't even have to be like this.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Why can't some men just be honest and say, hey, look, I'm not ready?
Or feeling another way about them. Man.
And when I say I'm not ready, I'm not talking about financially or whatever, but sometimes relationship, y'all just not ready to be
in a relationship
or together.
Who's to say who's ready?
Feel what you're saying.
But you're not gonna just go out here and just jump into something.
But listen, see, the reason why you're asking him a question he can't answer.
Well, hold on.
You can't answer that.
No, he can't. Listen, let me.
What I just asked. Repeat what I asked.
You asked him, why can't a man say? Not him.
I said in general.
No.
I wasn't
talking about the man.
Mm-hmm.
You said, why can't a man just say, I'm not ready? Because in his mind, he's ready.
He thinks he is.
He thinks he is because he did better than he did last time.
Right. Yeah.
And he brought over here to this one. I ain't bring you that bull crap.
Right.
I'm a better man and I'm ready now. But then you expose some more foolishness in it, and then I go out and say, oops. Maybe I wasn't.
Maybe, right.
Hey, baby, I'm a better man this time.
Right. On the day
because,
the next
because, and then the next one you say, I'm a better man. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't know.
I get it.
Right. So I didn't mean you didn't know. So I'm gonna let you answer. I didn't mean you didn't know.
That is a very man. But that was beautiful. That was a beautiful question. A very well answered to that as well. But do you see the point in that?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and
y'all pretty much answered.
Yeah, and I think because every woman exposes a different like every woman has their own criteria and their own standards and their own definitions of right, and what's wrong and what should be for her. Every woman is her own lock, right? So, and yeah, man, I think every man, though we can have the keys to, we can have all of these keys. It's just like, man, if it just doesn't fit this particular woman, and I feel you in that situation. Sometimes that we let it jam up before we just put the joint in there. We try it out. Oh, this shit ain't turning. Let me just. Oh man, hey, look, man, this was nice and sex was good. We had great conversation, but dog, we just not working, man. Why can't men do that? Hey, because we just, I guess, want to feel like we can eventually fix it.
I mean, but what about, okay, so what if you have a man who doesn't want to hurt a person's feelings?
Who doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings?
Now, they'd be like, okay, if I tell this girl this, she might not take it the right way. It might send shorty over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might hurt the person to tell them, hey, man, it's not working out.
I don't know. I think in the moment when a man feels like he needs to tell the woman that is not working out, I think deep down that woman, it really is the one. He just doesn't want to. Maybe we just don't want to step up to or accept the challenges that she,
requires.
That she's requiring. So we just use I want to say the excuse, but we kind of go with the scapegoat of, oh man, it's just not working out. You know what I'm saying? It's just not working out. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of means you're not what?
I can see why I can see why you're saying not ready.
But hold on. Let's go over
here. It just depends on what's not working out.
Let's go over here. And it could, and that's a great point.
And it is sometimes a communication issue.
No, but on the flip side, baby, this ain't gonna work out. Hold on, listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, everybody ain't for everybody.
True.
I hear that.
But hold on, listen at me. It comes a time where you're gonna encounter people that initially, face value, it seems good.
Right.
But bro, it takes
turns out to be a lemon.
Yeah, man, listen, bro. It's yellow, it's orange. Bro, I've had an orange. I've had a lemon that look orange. I'm from down south. They look orange.
Right.
From being on the tree and you bust it over, you think you got a lemon. Bro, once I get this lemon, bro, I don't like lemons. I thought this was an orange. Baby, this ain't gonna work out. Because I don't like lemons. Me and lemons don't get along.
I think in those situations when people realize that it's just not going to work
out.
That's
my point.
Because of like a strong, hard preference.
No, not a preference, but it won't work out. our spirit. I didn't know that your beliefs were totally far off from mine. I didn't know that I know that I can't.
You just gonna stop texting them at that point.
I don't want her to mess up her point.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, I don't think the not ready part comes a little bit deeper.
It's deeper than that. Like
it goes like we pretty deep in our relationship.
I'm talking about what Tony said. How can I tell somebody that hey, baby, this ain't gonna work out without hurting Shorty feelings? You gonna hurt Shorty more by carrying on, because now she gonna build up more feelings and more feelings and more feelings. Yeah. You gotta tell her it ain't gonna work.
I think naturally, in reality, I think guys females and men both do express that it's not going to work out. How that's translated in today's world, we just stop texting the person and stop responding.
Yeah, we stop communicating.
The communication is kind of, it just fades off. Like we just kind of stop talking. Like,
but what about people that care enough? See, and I know what Young and getting at. Listen, to know a person is to know a person.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about a person that cares about how everyone feels.
Okay.
We're not going to call no names. We talk about a person.
Okay, a person.
This hypothetical person.
Is this person a man or a woman?
A man.
Okay, cool.
He's built himself up.
Okay.
To make someone else happy.
He's built himself up to make someone else happy.
That's what makes him happy.
Making someone else happy.
Making someone else happy. Right, okay. Wrong, or indifferent. Making other people happy. Makes him happy.
I connect with that. Okay.
So, and because the work that I put in you, I've seen it work.
Okay.
But I really know that you're not for me. But I built you up and I'm afraid that if I tell you that, hey, I like you, but and I love you, but it ain't gonna work between me and you. That I'm afraid that everything you built up, because I care about you. I put you before me.
Okay.
I care about your crash, and I'll just keep living this lie.
Oh yeah, that's love right there.
No, it ain't. It's love.
Because love is when you sacrifice yourself for the greater good of somebody else.
Exactly. It's that love. Yeah. But I love you. I don't love you enough to want to be with you. The only reason I'm doing it is so you don't do nothing to yourself, or so you don't crash.
Okay. I see. So this is an esoteric type of situation.
The question he's asking is, it's not right.
Yeah.
But how do I tell this person it's not right without making them crash or making them hurt themselves or making them go into a deep depression?
You just put them on autopilot. Like you put that you set that person up to where they can just run themselves. Like
the question he was asking was how can I tell them?
Okay, you don't tell them. You just show them.
I'm gonna give y'all a scenario.
Okay.
Say you got a man. He's married to this woman, but deep down he still loves a person from a long time ago.
He's married to a woman, but he loves somebody from a long time ago.
Yeah. What advice would you give him on how to break that?
Okay. Hold on. Okay, if the man is married, but he still loves somebody from a long time ago, which is, I think that feeling is normal. We don't talk about it as much because we don't want to hurt the feelings, right? And I get that part. That's normal. We get into relationships, but it's you will always be my boo, right? You're gonna always love, right? I get that, man, because just to make a statement to support my answer. I think there's a lot of men that there's a lot of virgins in a woman outside of her sexuality. And there's a lot of men that break a lot of virgins with women, such as trips. We going out I done took you out the country. That's a virgin that I broke in you. I done upgraded you from this Honda to a Charger or some joint. That's a virgin. Like we went to the dealership. You get what I'm saying? We really got this car for real, right? That's a virgin. You haven't experienced that. The rest of the cars that you've been getting all your life been from these buy here, pay here type joints. But I took you to the dealership and got this money. That's a virgin. A lot of getting your business set up. There's a lot of virgins with women, and you get to the point where it's just like, I guess it just doesn't work, I guess. And then you let it go, and then you try to move on. You get in another relationship. You may get married to the woman who is at your speed because you built this woman up. You built Shorty up, right? You got her a car. You got her the business. You done put it on. You done expose her to different types of water. You know what I'm saying? You done really built this woman up.
Right.
And but whatever, at some point it doesn't work. You move on. You get married. But you still got that feeling that same virgin feeling, you know what I'm saying, that you will never forget her. So I can get that love. But it's like, are you saying, is he wrong for still loving that girl? Or is that what you're saying?
His question was, how could he tell this girl?
His wife.
Yeah.
That he still loves this girl?
Like, okay, if you tired of suffering.
He should have been told her that shit.
But she may be a person that you can't just step to like that.
If it's not affecting the relationship,
you don't want to tell that to a person that can hurt themselves or, you know, XYZ, you don't know what they could do.
Yeah, bro, it's thing. I do honestly believe
if you're married, that shouldn't even be like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't do that. If you're married.
I mean,
if you're married, you just don't do that. Some people
take marriage as the wrong thing, or like some people really get married because
once you step, told you to,
right.
Told you to.
Because once you step over certain boundaries, it's the right thing to do.
I feel that.
Like some
but
people
if
really
you
get
knew
married
you was possibly married, I mean, loving someone else before you got married, then you're not ready.
But then if I knew the decisions I made when I was 16 were gonna cause me the problems when I'm this age right here, I wouldn't have did them either. If was a fifth, if my mama had, she'd be my daddy.
Some people really feel like they done with the situation at the time, and then later on in life they creep back up on them.
Bro, you can't tell the 13-year-old you. Yeah, you can't tell the 13-year-old you what you telling you now, because the 13-year-old you don't know what you know now.
You gotta leave it, like you gotta let it go. Like sometimes let it go. It's better to just let it go.
It depends on and I feel you on the letting it go, but as far as like, I don't think telling your wife that, hey, wife, I love this other woman.
How we get to be wife? How did it get to be the wife? I thought we were talking about somebody else.
Nah, he said the wife.
Yeah,
he said the wife.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you married to somebody, but deep down you love somebody from your past.
If you love them,
no, I'm saying like at the time when you get married. No, okay, let me.
Because do you also love your wife?
That's my point.
Let me explain the scenario. At the time, you feel like you love your wife, but also your tradition, you feel like it's the right thing to do at the time to get married. Y'all done had a child, you know, you following like the step by step that society has taught us. Mm-hmm. But, and you know, the situation,
I feel you.
Like, okay, later on in life, you feel like, oh, damn, I still love Shorty from years ago. But at the time that you get married, you pissed off with Shorty from years ago because of something that popped out. So it's like, nah, that shit dead. You feel me? Like, you feel like that situation dead, but the feelings creep up on you later on in life, but you got a wife. Yeah. So it's like, damn, do you keep sticking it out with the wife, or do you go back to what you really done sprung back up on you? Like, you done got over your anger, your hurt, and now you feel like with you, but damn, I done started this situation over here.
Yeah, man, you just move, man, keep shit. I think in those situations are like, I think those situations happen on a scale, on a much, still a deep scale, but outside of marriage, just in, you know, basically outside of marriage. Like, we'll just get in another relationship. And are you considering that this person still loves the one he's currently with? Is that considered in that example?
That's the thing. You may have felt it was love at one point, then come to realize that it really wasn't love. You just was doing something to...
Oh, dude, you may find yourself in like
to get over the hurt. You know what I'm saying? This is basically a distraction from your hurt.
Okay.
That turned into a deeper situation.
Okay, well, if you married out of hurt and not married out of... Like, if you married hurt and not healed, then I think that's a tweak on the man then. I think... Yeah, I think that on that part.
A lot of men do that, so that's a good.
Like men, like you know, we really move goofy like that. I don't even say it like that. It's goofy to move that way, like you know.
You can't just put it on men. A woman will rebound too, and go and get with somebody out of hurt and not heal, like you said, hurt and not heal, and this is end up being a rebound.
True.
And then you end up falling in the wrong hands. Mm-hmm. So it's not a genetic thing. It's not a gender thing. It's not a gender thing. People do it, and to be honest with you, I don't think Chef Romance or I have the real answer to that question, because that answer that's a case by case situation. Yeah, because there's so many other factors to consider.
Right.
You got to consider, do these people genuinely love each other, and if the person that's married. And he's thinking about now: is he in love with this other, or is he just lusting that whole thing again?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
I know. Does he going back? Or is he just lusting?
Is he just like thinking about her?
He's having a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
And he lost back.
Does he miss the pussy type of love, or is it like I miss loving this other lady. Like I miss loving her.
I believe he
like
loves them.
what? Yeah, I think so. I think in them times too when we're reflecting back on some old fling.
He loves them.
It's the sex. Yeah. It's the sex, or it's you know. Sure. Yeah, I feel like he should just keep moving forward with the lady that he's with.
Yeah, I think he should make it work. Yeah, because he made that mistake before.
Yeah, the thought is going to come to mind, but dead that situation and just. Man, go hug your wife, man. Bend her over or something. You know what I'm saying? Get that out your mind. Some kind of way.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so with you being Chef Romance, I got a romance question for you.
Go ahead.
What does romance mean to you? Define romance.
Man, so I would say that's a good question. I would say romance. I have a saying that I say in a lot of my videos, or at the end, it says, "Love is a choice." Love is a choice. And I think what romance is when you choose your. It's kind of mixed with love a little bit because when you choose to be with your partner over a desire that you have, right? So if I really want to, a romantic isn't just the thing. It's really the principle. Romance is a principle to me. Okay. And what the principle is, hey man, I really wanted to do whatever the deal is. It's mixed with love a little bit in this part. But I really wanted to go to the game, or I really wanted to come to this podcast, right? Or hey, I know it's on the second. Maybe let me just speak generally. I really wanted to do one thing, but I'm going to choose you, mm-hmm. right? And I'm going to choose to do spend this time with you. Although I want to spend this time here, but I'm going to choose to spend it with you. Yeah. Whatever it is, whether we sitting in the crib, we going out, whatever we do with that time, I'm going to give that time to you, and I think that is romantic. That's what it is. It's when you give that time to somebody. Is what romance is to me.
So my question is, outside of that, what you offer as mm-hmm. a profession.
Okay.
You offer romance. You're Chef Romance.
Right.
Take us into the mind of Chef Romance when you're offering a romantic experience. we walk in the door. What do I see?
Okay.
Close my eyes. You tell me what I see.
Okay. So what you see is, and what makes it romantic, I guess the experience is, at the essence of it, it's the making the woman feel like she is like the one, like a superstar, you know, like the most important person in the world in that moment. So her favorite song is playing when she walks in. Mm-hmm. Before she even walks in, she walks on this red carpet, you know, we're taking pictures, gassing her up, you know, and when she walks in, there's her favorite song. There's these, you know, nice fragrances, not only of the food, but just whatever her favorite fragrances that we get from the man. Like, what are some of her favorite smells, right? Mm-hmm. We make sure we have that spray, you know what I'm saying, that type of fragrance.
So fellas, get to know your lady, right? And find out them fragrances.
Right. And that's another, what's interesting about setting up the date as well, the home dates and the hotel dates, kind of a little different from the experience that you guys came out to. Mm-hmm. Some things that we've added on to it. But the man or the partner who's setting up the date has to really dig deep and get to know, like, mm-hmm. okay, what's her favorite drink? What's her favorite song? Her favorite food? You know, what's her favorite movie? Mm-hmm. You know, you really gotta kind of
I'm at the door. We just jumped out the car. We on the red carpet. We walking in. You pulling her head up. I done told you to play that song.
Right.
We got her little drink mixed in there with that pineapple juice, shaking and stirred real good. So she hit the door. Boom. Favorite fragrance. What we gonna see now?
So when she walks deeper into the room or deeper into the house or the hotel, there is roses hanging from the ceiling.
I gotta stop because you skipped the step.
Go ahead.
You ain't even speak on the red carpet.
That's what he just did.
Oh yeah.
He said taking the pictures on the red carpet.
When you walk down that red carpet, we Miss Lady, what's up, beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And you know, really, you know, it's like that moment that women want to feel like at a wedding. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's that it's all about her. You know what I'm saying? So.
Not to cut you off, but young lady, Sugar Young said how you express love. That's what romance is. But go ahead.
Oh, how you express the love is what it is, and however mm-hmm. you express love mm-hmm. is what it is. However, I do feel like it's the same thing. I wanted to make sure that was a point, because not everyone has to, pay this $600 for this date. You can, I thank you for the business, but there's, plenty of things that you can do, man, to, express that level of romance to her. But I think the essence of it is that time. As long as you give her that time, you're being romantic to me. But yeah, so song playing after the red carpet, she walks in, she sees roses hanging from the ceiling. There's love notes that we get from the dude, right? Different like things that he tells his lady or wants to tell her on a daily basis. Like, you're beautiful. I love the way you smile. Thank you for holding it down. All these little sticky notes are on these roses.
You got this
right?
one bow leg that turned me on so much.
All of that. All of them, like whatever your favorite thing about your woman, they're hanging on these notes, and throughout the night she picks them off like like fireflies.
And man finna get engaged too, so y'all ain't don't be bothering with dudes.
Man,
go ahead, dog. I just ain't want to be DM when you offended. I'm helping you out.
You good.
I'm helping you out. I gotta protect my young brother, man.
I appreciate
y'all be vultures out there, man. Go ahead, dog.
But to any dude's viewing, man, y'all better soak up some game.
Yeah. Hey man, it's game. Depending on how you see it. But yeah, so you got the love notes everywhere. You got the roses everywhere. Candles lit. Just when she. Once again, she's hearing her favorite song as she walks in, so y'all slowed in, so we just kind of put that spotlight on y'all. And it's this little thing that I say, hey, y'all take pictures and videos. We're gonna get started in a few moments. And then what the woman does? She gets out her phone. She not only does she take the pictures and videos, but she calls her best friends. She calls her mother. She calls the people who are important to her. And she say, man,
who opinions matter.
Right, who opinions matter. And she says, look what he did for me. And that moment right there was just so raw to me.
That's when you hit.
Woo!
Touched.
Right.
You touched. Yeah.
This is for me.
Well, you better
right?
preach, young man.
And I will say, I'm like the greatest wingman in the world, right? I'm like, Miss Lady, a lot of what you see tonight has been inspired and instructed by the one who knows you best, your man, right? So these roses you see, well, your man, hey, look, he said, he told me on the phone, he was like, hey, look, when I walk in, I want you to make sure you got this set here. And he said, hey man, make sure you got the candles here, and make sure this is here, cause hey, and she, he doesn't know any of this, right? He's just going along with it. He going along with it,
Remember what had you do? Oh yeah, see.
At the end of the day, though, it go both ways. You got ladies who do these gestures for men.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think women do it more.
There's nothing wrong with it. But when you were talking, and I can remember a time, not to pull my, but I remember a time I had my niece do that. Just, hey man, I need you to put this here, play this song. We walk in, have this. So I love that, man. This is making me excited. Give me some ideas. Boy, listen, bro. Yeah, man, I got some ideas all ready.
Go big, take it home, man. Your own,
but see, it's some things you said that you said something very important. You said, listen, bro, you don't have to, and you said, man, I appreciate if you do. I like how humble you are. You said, I appreciate it if you do spend the $600 with me. These are some things that you can do on your own. And bro, I gotta admit, bro, as life happens, we forget to date our person, our loved one. We forget those things that draw them in. And as life happens, you don't do those things anymore. Because I remember times where I brought it was like 50 notes, just little cards. And I just leave them in your drawer. I go before you get up in the morning. I put it in the car seat. I ain't did it in a while, but these are the things that's
smooth.
Yeah,
smooth.
But like that. These are inexpensive things outside of the $600 that'll make someone feel so. And bro,
that's smooth.
See, what I'm gonna tell you, bro. Just like you say, bro. Y'all give me all this credit. I ain't perfect because some of the stuff that I'm talking about I ain't did in a while. And you inspired. That's why I had to be here tonight because it inspired something else in me. But those are the things that you don't have to go out and find someone else to do. Although I hope y'all book. Yeah, I hope y'all book. I hope y'all book. But like you told us to say,
a hands-free deal. Like, hey man, hit a key.
Here's a resource. Like you told me tonight.
If you don't have the time to do what's needed to be done, you should get right.
The service is here for you.
Yeah, man. So it's the small things. Like, bro, still to this day, my wife would tell you, bro, for no reason whatsoever. Bro, I'm coming home. Bro, I'm gonna go and get her favorite wine, and I'm gonna go to Publix on the way home, and I'm gonna grab me some flowers, and here you go. And when I walk out, oh, thank you, honey. And, well, for nothing. And I don't want to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm still up.
No, not even sleep. I'm not looking for sex.
Okay.
I did that because I love you. And are they able to tell you in a while, or maybe my actions haven't showed that. But baby, here's this. Man, now go take a bath. I got the kids. You don't need nothing. I don't need, bro. You can go to sleep, and I won't even touch you, because a lot of times we've learned this give and take. We learned this give and take thing.
I
did some.
Let me get some.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel that. Yeah.
So was it genuine? But it's more genuine when, regardless of what you do. Now, I'm not turning down nothing either. Now, let's say that. Yeah, I ain't turning down that. But now, regardless of what you do, I did that because I wanted to.
Right.
This is the lesson that needs to be learned from Chef Romance. Now, let's get to another topic. I'm loving
those are good points, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, need to say that was beautiful, Uncle Dirk. Oh yeah, my baby, she know. Let's go.
I had a topic that wasn't even on paper. It done left my mind. It'll come back to me. So, right now, what are the ages to get married? What's too early or too late?
I think the late time. I think the age on marriage, because marriage is symbolic to of course the higher divine, right? To God, it's that it's a symbol, so I don't think there is putting an age on marriage is almost kind of like, what age is it that it's too late to enjoy a sunny day, or what age is it too late to go for a walk in the park, or what age is it too late to just what age is it too late to smile? It's kind of like how I see what age is it to get married. I don't think there's a too late age to get married. I can feel the early age a little bit. You want to know. I think at whatever point that you fully know where you're going in life, even if you don't all the way know who you are, once you know, although I do feel like knowing where you're going does coincide with knowing who you are. But as long as you know where you're going in life, you can lock in with somebody, and you should lock in with somebody because of that. Because of we good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You should lock in with somebody sooner than later because of the partnership of marriage. And how the helpmate. You know what I'm saying? The helpmeet. How it helps you get through and get to where you're trying to go. So the sooner the better is good for you. So you want to get married as soon as you can. You want to lock in that person at least as soon as you can. Mm-hmm. And in life, that lock in is typically expressed through marriage. Mm-hmm. Typically, right? Mm-hmm.
We good. Yeah, he good. He has a potty break in the middle of the podcast sometimes.
Okay.
That's the potty man. So me and you. I like our conversation.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. He
time for bathroom break.
Yeah, okay. Got a potty break. But anyway, bro, you said something. Yeah, you said something. You said something in that you said, because he asked what was too early or too late.
Yeah.
Do you feel that age in that aspect has to be a mind state? So are you mentally cognitive enough to know what you're doing and what you're getting into and really ready to commit? Let's step out of it. You had to cognitively commit to be Chef Romance.
Okay. Can go through the process to become it.
Because I'm sure there were ups and downs.
Yeah, and that's I don't think any age is going to erase the ups.
That's my point. I don't think it should be up and down.
I don't think an age is going to, just because you're at a certain age, doesn't mean you're not going to go through the ups and downs.
That's my point.
You get what I'm saying? Whether it's 35.
Is your mind made up?
Right. Once, as long as you're committed to the up and down, at whatever age, regardless of the age, that's the most important thing, I think, before marriage. And that's where I see myself now at 30. having gone through 3 or 4 relationships. Though age has allowed me, I think that's the byproduct. The age is the byproduct that's allowed me to experience those 3 or 4 different relationships before I got to the point where I'm like, shoot, man.
Man, coming back.
Now I'm like, shoot, it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same kind of regardless. Like, at whether 20 or 30, the ups and downs are gonna be the same. So let me just go ahead and just lock in with this good one while I'm lucky enough to have her in my life right now. That's not that, and that doesn't mean that when I was 20 I wasn't dating a good one. That doesn't mean that either. That she wasn't good at 20. It's just and it's not that I wasn't ready to lock in. I don't think that I wasn't ready. I just really just blew that chance, really. You know what I'm saying? I just blew that chance to just lock in with that good. But I got lucky in life again, to be blessed with another sunny day. Man, I got blessed again, man, to see it again. And
because you allowed yourself to love again. Because you let go.
Yeah, I let go. Like I was saying, with that forgiveness, I let go of, man, I really do. Am I what is it, a narcissist?
Narcissist.
Self-lover.
Is that what that is?
That's narcissist.
Yeah, that's not what I am. Then I've heard women say, "Oh, I'm
narcissistic."
I'm narcissistic. I'm like, are you sure? Because the vernacular, right? Because the most women that I date, and it's just not by strategy at all, but most women that I date, and there's only one woman that I've dated, which is where I really got it from. She put me on, because when we would get in arguments and when she would express her point, she would express it with so much clarity that, dog, it wouldn't necessarily, I wasn't intimidated of her, but it was hard for me to even like say what I meant to say, and I would express it with rage, and we would fight because I couldn't talk. We would fight because I couldn't talk, Tony. So I'm like, man, let me get my words up. Let me just learn some words. You get what I'm saying? Get my vocabulary up.
Oh, man,
so I can express this anger. You know what I'm saying, with my verbiage. And a lot of time, what the reverse to that is, now I'm seen as narcissistic because you think that I'm trying to talk higher than you. When really I just
talk to manipulate.
Right. It sounds like I'm trying to manipulate you because of how I'm speaking.
Just because of your passion.
Because the passion comes out. When that passion kick in,
like
my verbiage, like,
and your tone goes up.
The tone, not only the tone, but like my words, I really tap into that mental Rolodex, and that dictionary starts to kick in.
Use the vernacular.
And now you start feeling like, oh, you just trying to like
big word me.
Yeah, some junk,
Check this out, though. You said something that really it touched something in me, though, right? Because you said, listen, I wasn't able to use my words right. And the thing we work on at the house with the kids, especially with my little son, listen, bro, use your words. So he'll go to the counter and say, No.
He'll go to the counter. Oh,
to the cabinet.
Oh, the cabinet.
Yeah, he wants his cup.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, he wants
his cup. He's a little kid.
Yeah, too.
Okay.
He just, I'm saying, bro, use your words. But as we get older, we think we've grown, but we haven't.
And we still.
We're still.
Yeah.
She's saying, use your words.
Yeah.
And then when I begin to use my words, he begins to use words that I don't understand.
Yeah.
He'll say, yeah.
I
said, what the heck that mean? But my wife will come over and say, he said he wants.
This is what he's trying to say.
I said, how the devil you got all that out of that?
Yeah.
Because she understands him.
Yeah, she received it.
I didn't. And at times, what you were saying is, now that you were able to use your words, may not be the words that she understands.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But then I meet someone that understands this word, that word, and even though you may not understand it, they understood just what I said.
Yeah.
My wife understands just what my son said, and sometimes I don't.
Now, that's what I'm working on with my communication, where I would say, though communication is key, the receiving is the lock. So I'm working on, when I'm talking to her in those heated, passionate moments, of how to communicate to her in a way that she understands. Because though I get it, she just not getting it right now, man. So What was the deal?
Hold on, look at this. The girl said it depends on the individual. Which she's talking about marriage. Depends on the individual. I think I was engaged at 19, and honestly, I had no business ever even being engaged then. My taste in men and my standards have completely changed now that at the age of 26. Then she said, "Speak on it. The communication has been whooping her, you know." Yeah. So, and I believe, bro. I believe you hit some key points tonight, man. So let's go to the next topic, Tony.
Yeah,
all right,
Mr. Potty Man.
Hey man, when you gotta go. Love languages. What are your love languages?
That's my brother. We were talking about that today. Here was something interesting that he said about love languages, and that's dope that you brought that up. When I met up with him, he got out of the car. He was frustrated. He was like, "Man, I'm about to start. When I meet women, I'm about to just start sending them, I'm about to start sending them the 5 love languages." And I'm not too familiar with it to speak strongly on love languages, but I will share this experience that happened today. That's ironic with this question. So he said, I was like, "Man, what do you mean? What are the 5 love languages? I've heard of them, but I'm not. It's almost kind of like It's like the zodiac signs to me. I don't really understand it too well. Anyhow, so he's telling me about one love language sign, which is acts of services. So he said I was talking to the young lady. She lives in another city, right? But I was texting her. I said we were in conversation, and I said, yeah, she was saying how this may not work because she has to be present to show acts of services. She has to be in the same city as me to show acts of services. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, that's interesting. And the point that he brought up, he was like, man, do you think the owner of Chick-fil-A has to be at each and every franchise to show an act of to show service to these different companies? Do you think you have to be? Do you think, in other words, the young lady, though she understood the 5 love languages, which I think it's a fad to say these things, like how it's a fad to say relationships should be 50-50, which I have my own opinion about that. But in regards to love languages,
it doesn't work.
The young lady was saying that, man, because I'm not present and I'm not there with you, I can't show you acts of services. I'm like, woman, you can whenever a woman gets with a man, the first thing she should be looking at is how can my tool work with him, right? What need can I feel with this man right now? And with my brother, it was acts of service, right? So, man, he needs, graphics design. He needs, there's so many other like digital services that you could do from a distance, which is what we was talking. He was like, bro, she could do this for me. She could do this. This is a service. He was naming like 10 services that she could do that did not require her to be there right there with them. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, he was like, the mentality of women, because it's a fad and trendy to say a lot of things. Like it's trendy to say love languages. It's trendy to say you gotta communicate but do you fully understand these things that the depth of what you're saying, and that's just where it was. So what I think was that the question? What I think my love language is? What I think it is of the what are the 5? Can we say the 5 love languages?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Do you know?
I don't.
I only have one, so don't ask me.
What is yours?
When it comes to men?
Well, I guess you're the one love language that you know.
I just like responsibility.
Responsibility.
It's a love language is speculative. It's not
just one thing.
I don't think. I'll look it up. I don't.
What are the love languages?
Everybody has a different love language.
Yeah,
I get that.
But honestly,
but what turns me on is responsibility.
Who's to tell you what is your love language? So it's like what really
words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
I would say from that list. Then I would say my love language would be words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. I would say when anytime my girl, which she does all the time, but whenever she does do it, which once again is all the time, she would assure me that I not necessarily like cheering me on, but assuring me that I have thought everything through. Like she has this thing with me called a checklist, and it's not necessarily like
she's supportive. She's very supportive.
Very supportive, but supportive in a direct, clear way. It's a support way, not just, oh baby, you got it, but she's in that support way that's like, do you have this? Do you have that? Have you thought about this? Have you considered this? And it sharpens me, because if I can't give her a clear response, then I can't move on past that checklist. I haven't, to her at least, to the standard that she's holding me to. She holds me to a standard, right? Mm-hmm. I understand this is what you want to do. You want to have this. You want to go to McClay Gardens and do this date night, right? Mm-hmm. But have you made sure, your insurance matches what they need? Have you made sure that there is a electricity that's near where you want to do? Have you made sure that you have all the licenses that you need to be able to cook out there, and those type of things?
Yeah, make sure you're all the way on point.
I'm on point with it. I'm on beat with it. So it's more than just babe, go do that. That's a good idea. It's more than that. It's deeper than
that's her tapping into your sexuality.
Yes, she's like really tapping into it. It's a little more than I can just tell her something and she just say, oh babe, that's good. I like that. That's a good idea. She goes, that's a good idea.
Yes, how we have.
But however, let's check this list. Let me make sure that you know that you thought everything through. That is possible. Bomb. She hit me with that checklist. Okay, I'm good. All right, babe. And then she gassed me up with babe, let's run it. Let's make a plan for it tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're gonna hit McClay Gardens and we're gonna hit that checklist and make sure everything good out there. Bomb. Cool. Let's do it.
You know your love language.
Right, and she hit me with she's sharp with it too. But yeah. But yeah, that's how I feel about love language.
For sure. Now, what's your love language, bro?
I don't know. I'm being real with you, bro. I don't know. I never tapped into that part of it, because those things that people seek from others, I seek from somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? I believe you have to love yourself before someone else can love you.
Exactly.
And I love me so much to where if you don't do anything, won't hurt me.
Well, you say you gotta love yourself before somebody else can love you?
Yes.
No.
You think so?
No,
yes,
I don't. You gotta learn. You gotta
learn to love yourself before.
I don't need someone to
before you can receive their love, or before they can love you.
No. I don't need you to love me for me to love me.
Right.
Okay.
No. Don't get me wrong. Everyone needs companionship.
Okay, I'm with you.
You feel what I'm saying? If you don't give me an act of service, my act of service has been done before time.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
You deep with it.
If everything on that list is it done by you, true enough, it would be good.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So what do I just need you to be you.
Okay.
And me be me, and us be one. See, because when you talked about when we connected mentally, I need you to do yours.
Yeah.
And that necessarily might not fall in the love language category.
I see in those
parameters.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I just need to, when I do this here and fall back.
Yeah, catch you.
You right there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do the same.
Okay.
So my love, I can't.
That sounds like one of the love languages.
But I can't put it in a box.
Okay.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
I'll accept it.
I want to ask something though. When you said it's not good for a man to be alone, why not?
If you know, you know. What I was quoting a Bible scripture.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's the reason why.
I think that. I don't mean to cut
go ahead.
No. Yeah. Jump in.
I think that the thing about that verse, and this answers your question as well at the same time. That verse, what you will notice when you get to that part, before you get to that part, that man has been given an assignment. He's been placed in
on the job
site, right? He has his duty. He has his tools. He has everything he needs to do to make it happen.
This person.
Right. Now, that is not good for the man who knows where he's going in life, who has his tools, has the skills, has all these things. It's not good for that man to be alone.
Yeah.
It's not. Now, Dog, if you don't know where you're at in life, you don't know where the hell you're going, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know you don't.
If you don't know how to drive, don't put nobody in the car.
Right. Like
that's a good point.
Now that man
that's the way to
should be alone.
Yeah, the one who don't know where you're going.
You need the alone time.
You need
to
stay
figure
away.
out to figure out your purpose, which isn't a fixed thing, which is another thing. The purpose is a conglomeration of. It's like the purpose in life is a purpose in life. Like my purpose in life isn't like fulfilled when I pick up this cup. It is the purpose in life isn't like a action thing. The purpose in life is a collection of moments and a series of events that lead to a climax that you may or may not get to see within your life. Like you may not get to realize the purpose in it being seen. But what happens is, like, once you lock into your gift and your assignment and using your tools,
that's good.
When you look back on life, you like, damn, boy, damn, it was meant for me to be there. That was your purpose when you was.
There's a time to be alone.
Yeah, it is. Even in a relationship, you need that alone time.
I like your point. I don't want you to go past your point because the way you just broke that down that's what I was saying. But to break it down, it's not good for that man to be alone. Yeah. And the way you broke that down, and I was telling you that's where I was coming from with it. But the way he broke it down, but now on the other side, because he enlightened me to see that it could be you could view that a different way. Some people need to be alone. And because if you don't have yourself together, bro, don't take nobody on this roller coaster ride with you while you trying to figure it out.
I agree with that, man.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why you come to these questions like, man, are we really together? That's what she comes up with. Her question is, he just wasn't ready. Yeah. Well, God, dog, he ready. I ain't had no destination. Yeah. So we was just riding. So I thought,
you're riding to the wheels fall off.
Ride. I need a ride or die, shit. But where are we going?
Yeah. That man should be alone.
Mr. Ride or die. You ride or die. Now, when you got a destination, I go with you if I want to go there. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a great point. I'm loving this. Damn good. I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
All right, let me see. We got 20 minutes.
LOL facts. She say LOL facts. If you're lost, leave us alone. I know that's right.
Yeah. Jump out the car. All right, next one.
Man, that was good, bro.
Thank you, man.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. That boy said that man should be alone. I like that.
How do y'all feel about soul ties? Do y'all feel they're real?
And soul ties are real?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the soul tie, it's very deep. The word soul is a very deep word. But
I think people need to learn how to heal. Like, you gotta let it go. Like, some stuff.
You feel like soul ties are tied into people healing?
I mean, like, okay, soul ties. Who really paying attention to that though? Like, put it like this. If I'm with you, but I'm like, man, he just me and the other dude, we just connected. I cannot give you all of me until I let that go. Meaning, I shouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Yeah, until you let that connection go.
Yes, you gotta give yourself time to heal. Like, I have never, I repeat, never went into a relationship without letting it go. I don't be going through, he calling me.
Do you, like, how can I say this? Do you cut off all access to you from that person? Like, how do you stop the access? Like, okay, say you might be healed from that, but maybe he's not. How do you?
He'll be healed from it because we communicated that. We communicated. It was over.
I mean, a man can say that all day, but how do you really know?
No. If that man really care about you and he respects you enough, he gonna know that you mean that. I ain't never had that issue. He know it's over. It's real over.
I mean, it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. So you. But now I get what you're saying. You communicated your feelings, but does that guarantee that the other? Yeah. Is it guarantee that the person?
You just gotta make sure that door closed. But yes, are we still like? If some of them are my friends, we cool, but we know that chapter between me and them are closed.
But can you really be friends with somebody you once loved?
Yes, I strongly agree if you're over it. If you're really over it. But it depends on the friendship. Like, you ain't coming to my house.
Your boundaries.
But oh, how you doing through Facebook? How you doing in the streets? I'm great. How are you? Oh, that's your wife? Oh, hi. You know, that I'm cool with that.
But how can you tell how this person feels?
I don't care about how that person feels.
But the question is, that's not what the question is. What he's saying is, how can you say he know it's over? Because he might know it's over, but he can still desire.
Yeah, still.
But how am I supposed to know that?
My point is, that's what he's trying to say. So when you
so that's a soul tie?
No. You brought that part up in. We never got to the soul tie part. You said it came out of the center field. You said, boy, people need to heal first.
No, because when I hear soul ties, people have really made that a thing. Like they really put a lot of thought into it.
You think that's a myth?
I don't think it's a myth, but I mean, like, if it's in the past, it's in the past.
But what does the past have to do with soul tie?
What are soul ties?
That's my point. You think it's a myth? That's what I'm trying to get. Do you believe in soul ties?
Yeah, like that was the question. Like, do you believe in soul ties, and what are soul ties?
Man, y'all talk about that.
No, do you believe in it?
No, that was and I'm feeling what she said.
You speak on it.
I want to know what is a soul. Do you believe in it? Because it sounds like
I feel like if you put. What's a horoscope?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you put all your time and energy into learning about horoscopes, what you gonna do? Believe in it, right?
Yeah, I don't. But I also.
So you believe in what you put into you believe in like the law of attraction.
Let him go. Because she has his ear.
In regards to belief. In regards to belief.
Go ahead.
Now you get.
Go ahead. Tell the live.
Now you get so in regards to belief, just to make this the foundation about belief, I don't believe that you have to, because somebody doesn't believe in something doesn't mean that it's not true. Like, you know, I can be in this room, right, and I can not believe in the sunshine, you know, because I've just never seen it.
Or like when we were talking
you know
before,
like
something was behind that wall.
Or something's behind this wall, or whatever the case is. I could just not believe that, but
that doesn't make it not true.
It doesn't make it not true, right? So I wanted to say that, to lay that foundation in regards to believing in something. In this case, do I believe in soul ties? I do believe because I believe in the soul. Mm-hmm. I do believe in how things attach to the soul, like how things attach to the body, right? I do believe that something attaches to your soul, right? Like how the Spirit of God, according to the story, right? And in the end of the end all, right, He's going to pour out His Spirit amongst His people, and those people are just going to be, you know, filled with His Spirit, and then we're just going to live forever, right? So there's some type of effect that's going to permanent change, some type of tie that's going to happen in our souls, in our spirits, that will, you know, cause us to be able to live forever. Anyhow, in regards to the soul tie, I believe that same type of energy, we have that because we are many gods within ourselves. We have that same ability to be able to affect someone's soul and to be able to get into someone's soul for real and latch on to it. And I think I think people know that what they're doing. Like how when I think a person has to let you go for you to really like be able to be liberated for real. You're like, for someone to experience liberation, the conqueror has to free them. Whether the conqueror has to surrender and let them go for some person to be freed from this tie or freed from whatever is chaining them down. And I think at some point in these relationships, wherever the tie, wherever the knot is, like, it's like whoever tied it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that person has to, it has to, whether it's a kind of a twofold thing. Like, one person, you can fight to like get up out the situation because you realize you're so deep into it. And it's like, damn, this is really stopping me from moving forward in my life. Whatever I got to do, I need, you know, whatever it is, you stand up to that and you fight to be free, which is where our independence lies as people, as a group of people, right? Right. The Haitians, Americans, the Israelites, right? Like all of these days of liberation, lies or come after whoever had us captive, lets us go. Right? And I think in order for us to be let go of the soul tie, that's if we want to be let go, whoever is tying us together, they have to let us go. They got to let us go. Now, how that let go happens, whether it's through a war, this love war, right? Or whether it's through this person moving on and they just don't even care about you no more. I do think the soul tie can be undone, but it is a real thing though.
So to answer to her question, can soul tie be broken on one end?
On one end, yeah. The conqueror can always say you are free.
I'm saying on the captive.
The captive. The only way the captive can be freed. The only way the captive can be freed
is if he let go by the conqueror.
It's if he's let go by the conqueror. But either way, whether it's through a fight or through some divine
intervention,
right? Yeah, that happens on the conqueror side, where they just come to some realization that this is wrong. It's not right that I'm holding you back from your future. I need to let you go, sweetheart. I need to just let you go. I need to let you go. You free. Okay. I ain't gonna call you. I ain't gonna be on you no more. You free. And I think that's when the soul tie comes loose.
Okay, we got a comment. She said soul ties to me is the same thing as trauma bonding. We're both broken or hurt, and we bond off that hurt. I've been in a situation like that before.
That's very powerful, man.
So you believe like
that's trauma bonding is something I've never heard before.
Yeah, trauma bonding is
very powerful.
And I think those are they're separate entities though. Because you can be a soul tie without having to be trauma bonded.
Okay.
But do they correlate?
Yeah.
Is there a correlation there?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there's a causation. There's one thing called correlation to where these have similar factors.
Right.
You know, these could happen, like I told you before, in the sale of ice cream and murders in the summer go the same time. So people can
that's a correlation.
That's a correlation because you can say the more ice cream they sell, the more time people get murdered. But no, what happens really is
never heard of that.
More people are hot, and
no,
then you got
in the summertime,
react off of being hot.
some statistically showing in the summertime there are more murders than there are in the winter.
True.
Well, there's more ice cream sold in the summertime.
Yeah,
but if I take the two factors of the ice cream, leave out the summer, say ice cream and murder, I can say both of them rise in the summer.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The correlation of them, they both rise in the summer, but it doesn't cause each other. The ice cream doesn't cause the murders.
Exactly.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same causation. Okay.
Exactly. Causation and correlation. So with trauma bonding, I believe that they correlate.
They do correlate.
But I don't believe they cause.
Yeah,
I don't think one causes
the soul ties.
Because there could be a soul tie without trauma.
Okay.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I do get her point.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that I don't believe that it's a causation. I believe that it's
really it's more like it can be two people just reacting off hurt and thinking that they might have created a soul tie.
No, that could be trauma bonding. When two people have trauma and they connect with each other through their trauma and try to help heal each other, that could be trauma bonding.
Okay.
But there's a certain thing as a soul tie to where statistics you have to do. In school we had to take stats classes, and you got to break it all down, and then you got to really find out. I have to reject that no because that didn't cause that. There's other factors that weighed in on that could have caused that.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
So, but they are correlated.
Yeah.
The correlation is high. The correlation on the correlation scale of it, it's through the roof. But then when you have to break it down to the causation of it,
we can cancel that.
Yeah, you can.
Still a very good point.
Great point.
Yeah,
great point.
Yeah.
For sure.